So here is a practical real-world example of how valuable having OpenGate can be, because as creators or professionals, quite often you need more than just a 16:9 widescreen view. You also need a vertical video as well. And doing this, well, it can be a pain. Either you're going to have to take your widescreen video and then try to crop it in to fit that format, which quite often just looks really bad, and you are going to be missing some information because you're going to have to crop in, or you have to go through the entire process over by shooting it in a different angle or a different view, and that takes a lot of time. And so in this case, by having OpenGate, you can practically shoot for multiple formats or aspect ratios all at once. So if you could see my screen on my S5 IIX, you'll notice that there's different markers or different colored boxes. These are called frame markers, and I could add up to 3 at this time. And if you notice the green ones right here, these are my vertical frame markers. And then the blue one right here, these are my widescreen or 16:9 frame markers. And as stated, I could add another one with a different color, and I could even move these things around. But because this is shooting in OpenGate using the entire sensor, in this case it's a 3:2 aspect ratio, I have more room on the top and more room on the bottom. So this allows me to shoot one time but have it in different format and aspect ratios all at once. So whenever I bring in a post, I know that whenever I repurpose this and use in different formats, it'll be good because I already can see that whenever I'm shooting this video, it'll work in these different aspect ratios and formats. And so that is a huge, huge time saver. And this was a feature that I didn't know that I needed until I started using OpenGate. So that is the 6K OpenGate feature on my Panasonic S5 IIX. And most Panasonic cameras have this feature available. And hopefully many other camera brands also adopt this as well and provide it with basically all their cameras and not just their professional cameras. So if you actually had any thoughts on OpenGate or any other features of the Panasonic cameras that you enjoy, be sure to leave in the comments area below, and I'll see you on another episode.